say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
With the whole shot. Burrows gets wadded up right there, and we got a nasty one. 3 laps here, we're underway here at Horsepower Bar.
Good evening, race fans. Want to welcome you back here to TrueSimProductions. We are live once again here, except this time it's on a Thursday night. It's Dirty Thursday. What's that mean? That means we're going pro dirt late model racing presented by Coleman Designs here tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in as always. Hit the thumbs up button if you haven't already, as these drivers, they are getting ready to skirt on over into qualifying. I am waiting to hear back from Chris Carroll. He is up here in the booth with me right now, but he had to step away just for a moment. So when he comes back, we will hear him. But overall, super excited for tonight. I hope you all are at home as well. It's going to be a doozy. I know that. Action-packed night here. Doing something a little different here with the dirt racing. Going to be heat races tonight because there is a bigger field. So top 12 cars from each heat will make the feature event. I believe it's 10 laps per heat. Heat 1, that's going to determine the inside lane, and then Heat 2 will determine the outside lane. So let's get that music rocking and rolling in the background, and we'll get the show rolling as qualifying is getting ready to begin here in about 30 seconds. Let's see who our first taker is to hit the track here tonight.
Tanner, I'm back here. I don't know what happened to my sound there, but I didn't realize we were even broadcasting it.
All right, well, there we go. We have him back now. I waited, and then I was like, all right, I'm going to go live and let him know, and then when he gets here, we'll get to it. But no harm, no foul, brother. We are in the qualifying here. See if we can watch Tom Freitas here in the number 32 as he's rocking the high side. Fairbury, man, a very, very tough track, Carol. So small, so easy to make mistakes. It's going to be a long night for these drivers.
Yeah, Fairbury is a tough track to get around. I've raced this place, and I looked very bad out there. So I admire these guys that can get around here with speed and consistency, Tanner.
As the side ticker is always going to let me down and fail a little bit. So with heat races, it's going to be even worse, too. It does not like heat races. So these drivers get 2 laps around the track, try to put down the best lap they can. As it stands right now, Matthew is sitting top of the board with a 12.37. Austin Anderson's right there behind him with a 12.44. A lot of cars out here tonight, Carol. Looks like we have about 19, 20 cars. Only top 12 from each heat will make the race. Only a 10-lap heat. That's going to be something to watch tonight.
Yeah, the other thing, Tanner, is tonight the different heat races decide which lanes start where. So it's kind of like Daytona, where the inside is determined by one heat race, the other is the outside lanes determined by the other heat race. So there's no inverts tonight. These guys are going to have to go off their time and off their heat race starting or finishing position.
Absolutely. That's what so Justin Coleman let us know right before we went live. Heat race 1, that will determine the inside lane. Heat race number 2, that will determine the outside lane. So that's definitely a storyline to watch, as all these guys are basically finishing up their qualifying effort. It looks like Daniel Sweat on lap number 1 right here, Carol, so he's going to see what he can do. As the one word I think can sum up tonight, Carol, chaos. I think chaos here at Fairbury is going to be the word of the night.
This is a tight little track, and I don't know what the grooves are going to do. It looks right now like everyone's running the top, but this is, I mean, we've run here before, and there's going to be some dirt flying. There's going to be some door banging. There's going to be a lot of stuff happening out there.
Everybody I've spoken with today, because you know me, I'm a fan of dirt, but I'm not professional on dirt. Like I can't hold my own on dirt by no means. So there's a lot of stuff I don't know really about dirt. But everybody I've spoken with today said Fairbury is one of the only dirt tracks on iRacing that's multi-groove. And that's crazy to think about with a track like this, right? With it being so small, so little. But you see Jamie Kephart, number 2 here, using that bottom lane. So we've seen the top lane, and we've seen the bottom lane. Let's see what Jamie can do out here tonight.
Yeah, if it's multi-groove, that's the best case scenario for the broadcast and the drivers. It gives them a place to go when they have to improve their position, where if you're only one groove, you got to throw that dirty slider, and it gets ugly out there. So I'm happy to hear that this is a multi-groove track, and the grip level looks really big. When Jamie was running the bottom there, man, that thing digs in when it digs in. That is a very odd grip form, if you want to call it, man. When that thing turns, it stops and turns the corner. It's crazy watching them get around here.
And speaking of grip, there's been more cars on this track during practice than what we've been accustomed to this season, right? So this track, it's gotten blown off pretty quick. Look at that top lane. It's already basically burnt off completely. It's slick up there. Where you see that dark black, dark brown, that's no good. You don't want to be there, right? Because it's really, really slick. It's not, just zero grip, basically. So that's going to force these drivers to migrate down the track as well. But I see a cushion developing up there, so they will be banging the rails up high side, I'm sure, as well.
Well, I equate that slick spot, Tanner, from going from, say, driving on gravel or sand to ice. You hit that, and the car immediately spins the tires and wants to rotate. And when you're in the light brown stuff, you've got a lot of grip. It's very different. And some guys that I watch out there, they can use that slick to their advantage. I'm not good enough to do that, but I've seen a few guys up there slide across that slick stuff to get the bite and get get the car hooked up on the other side. So I really like watching these guys run these kind of tracks and see what they're doing out there to create speed.
I think it's going to be a battle of attrition, a battle of just saving your right rear, because when it gets slick like that, naturally you're using more right rear. But Carol, it is time already. Heat race number 1, the first heat race of the season coming at you right here. Top 12 cars will advance. I'm pretty sure everybody will make the field. Last car count I did, we had 23 cars, so everyone should make the field. We'll see if the grid works here. So SDK does not like heat races at all. All right, looks like it's going to work. So I'll do heat race number 1 right here. We got Matthew, not going to pronounce his last name, starting provisional pole. Hunter Lagoon starting to his outside. Austin Anderson, 123 machine, starting P3. Scott Smith, he just barely missed the Pro Series. He's here starting in outside row number 2. Jamie Kephart's in 5th. John Monkern's in 6th. Sam Baumgartner, my other TSP brother, he's starting 7th. Tom Friedis in number 32, starting 8th. Justin Lamb's 9th. Chummy Miller's 10th. Jonathan Byram's 11th, and Anthony Rennick starting 12th.
Well, Tanner, you're going to be doing all the grids there. Peek behind the curtain. You haven't shared your screen over there. I'm watching it in sim right now, so I was hoping you weren't going to key me up to do the other half of that field there.
There we go. We got it. That's hilarious. I see your message too now. That's why I love us, bro. We don't care to give the peek behind the curtain. We don't care to, if something messes up, we acknowledge it and move on, right? That's what I love about it. That's what I was explaining to Stephen T last night, because he worked the cameras for me. And in the world of being live, it don't matter what you're live doing, there's no such thing as a mess up, right? As green flag is out for heat race number 1. Now, this will be a very fast heat race here. Only 10 laps. This will determine who starts on the inside row for the feature event. 23 car working that bottom lane. That's Austin Anderson.
What a send there, and he hit that berm and get on the brake. That is a veteran driver right there. I think I'd have killed that man in the lead, so kudos to him. And what a race up front for the lead. We're 3 wide coming off of 4 there.
As the 17 of Matt just kind of in his own space, but the 27 of Hunter is not. Has Austin Anderson right there behind him, as Austin's going to try to go to the high side, try to get some momentum for that 123 machine. Going to try to drive down the front too. Already 5 laps to go here, folks. I'm telling you, it'll click off really fast here. 10 laps around Fairbury.
Got a battle for the lead here. Keiko's fighting him. Oh, what a move on the top there. Keiko is running that bottom, and look at that groove in the middle. It's coming in here, and we've got a new leader, Tanner Marr.
New leader out front. It's Hunter Lagoons in the number 27. He was bad fast last season. First race of the season here with us here in Crooked Line for the Coleman Designs Pro Dirt Late Model Series. As looks like it's going to be 3 laps to go, 2 laps to go this time by the stripe.
Also have battle for 3rd place here. We got Scott Smith challenging for 3rd, and it looks like the leader's pulled out. He's almost got this in the bag, but we got a really good battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th here, where Scott Smith is now starting to work the top. So we've seen 3 lanes already in the heat race that are working at this track.
So the 17 car last week at Lernerville, remember this, Carol? Remember, he refused to come off the bottom lane. We're seeing that tonight. Right now, it's actually hurting him. Those guys are taking the high side. It's benefiting them, but nobody's really ran about it. Oh, trouble. John Monkern gets into the tire down there. Shout out to Hunter Lagoons with the Heat Race 1 win. He will be starting on the pole for the future.
Yeah, that was an awesome race there. We had guys 3 wide for first. We had guys 3 wide for second. We had all the 3 different lanes working, and the pass was actually made in the middle groove there. So these guys that running Heat 2 might want to take a look at that.
As we got the grid pulled up for you here, Mr. Carroll, what we got?
We got Justin, the Gold Chain Cowboy, starting on the pole. We got Daniel Sweat starting in 2nd spot. On the inside of the first row, Jason Korn. We got Jason Bauer starting on the outside. Good run for him there. Kevin Prettyman, he's starting 5th. Samuel Lawson, we've seen in a lot of different races here, starting 6th. And some of the pavement boys here, Brandon Elvis and Henry Jones, I believe he's a dirt guy, but we got the pavement boy starting 9th here, Michael Wood, and Dalton Creech starting 10th. And last but not least in the field here, Todd Lamphere.
So 11 cars here tonight for heat race number 2. Reminder, this will determine the outside row here. So whoever wins this heat, they're going to join Mr. Hunter on that front row. I'm watching the side bite, the black and gray the ghost looking 39 machine as Coleman fires them off. 39 gets a great launch. Daniel Sweat on the outside does not. Already falling back to P3.
He's got to run up off the corner here. We got it. Wow, look at that move on the bottom. What a move by the 88 on the bottom there.
Jason Bauer gets to the back of the 88 and to the back of the 54. They're stacking and racking. But keep it going straight. Now, listen, we watched this last heat. That bottom lane, it may have been somewhat fast early, but that top side was the preferred lane. Now, you look where Coleman's running. I say that, then he goes to the bottom, but he does have a sizable lead over second place, Jason Korn.
Yeah, that middle groove, man. He's running that. That middle groove looked good and then now look, Korn's moved down too. So these guys are searching for speed here, and Korn is a vet on the dirt. He knows what he's doing. He's looking for that speed for the main event. I think he knows with 5 to go, it's probably an insurmountable lead. So he's trying to look at lap times and see where he can run for the main event here.
Just trying to basically put it in for the notes later on in the race. I think you're exactly right here. As let's see what the young governor is doing. Now we watch him lead 29 and a half of the, or was it 59 and a half of the laps at Lernerville last week, and made a mistake late going into 3 and 4, cost him the race. Going to see if he can battle back here tonight. Currently sitting 5th in the heat race number 2. Trying to put a little pressure on the 54 machine. Oh, getting to the wall a little bit right there. That's going to be a story of the night too. You ride up high like that, you're just destined to get into that outside wall.
Yeah, this is a tough track to get around. These dirt guys are even, you know, you can see they're struggling to keep their cars. And look at that. Korn has made up a lot of ground. Coleman's going to win this race, but Korn made up a lot of ground in 5 laps. He cut that in half. So look out for Jason Korn in the main event, Tanner. He's looking really fast there.
Let's see if we can get some music rocking and rolling here for the main event, folks, as we get that grid going. Gotta wait for this to switch over, of course. Got a little ahead of myself right then.
Tanner, I'm looking forward to this. I have my tall glass of Island Farms made in Canada chocolate milk ready to go here. I'm glad I'm up in the booth. I'm not down there banging doors. It's terrifying on dirt. These guys are slinging it around, knocking each other around on the track, looking for speed, and I'm glad to be up in the booth with you here.
All right, so I just realized there's a warm-up period here. So these guys get a few minutes to go out here and maybe learn a few things. Hey, there's a lot of cars out here, brother. A lot of cars staying to Lawson the outside wall. So little warm-up period before they get to the racing action.
Well, these guys are impressive, Tanner. I mean, we know how tight this track is. It's real small. I don't know if it's a third of a mile or what it is, but we know from running it, this place is really tight. There's not a lot of room out there. I mean, it looks like a lot of room, but you sling that car into the corner and try and hold your line here. It's really tough. You have some guys, sometimes 2 cars, one inside, one outside. And, you know, we haven't had a catastrophic murder in this race yet. We haven't seen guys barreling down the backstretch. To be honest, we didn't even see a wreck in those first 2 heats. So it's a testament to how good these guys are on dirt.
So I got the weather pulled up here, Carol. 67-degree air temp, so that's a nice cool night there at Fairbury. The track itself, it's 0.24 of a mile, so almost
quarter mile.
Right at a quarter of a mile. So I mean that's tiny, brother, tiny track.
God help him out there.
As we're just going to kind of lay out here and just let y'all watch these drivers as they're searching around the track. Got a little bit of a fan cam going on right here.
Yeah, this place is really fun to drive, but it is really difficult with cars around here. When you get a run on a guy, you're committed to a line, and sometimes he slows up and you're there. And there is just so many scenarios where we could have cars barreling down the backstretch doing endos in this dirt. So I'm really, really, really impressed with how these guys get around here without killing each other. It's odd to watch Sam here. He's usually broadcasting me. Tonight I'm broadcasting you, Sam. So I'm gonna put the broadcaster's curse on Sam. He's done it to me a few times. I'm taking Sam Baumgarten for the win.
You're taking Sammy for the win, huh? So if that's gonna force my hand, I'm taking Scott Smith in the number 53 car here.
That's a hell of a good pick, man. I've raced with Scott on dirt a few times, and that guy can drive.
He's scary fast. He's scary fast, bro. Scary fast.
What blows me away racing with Scott is I can hang with him for a while, and I'm thinking, man, I'm doing good here. I figured it out. And the later the race goes, the faster Scott gets. So I mean, he knows how to get around these cars on the dirt. He knows how to drive dirt. Period. So that's a hell of a pick right there. You better not let me down, Sam Baumgarten. I got you in the pool, buddy.
You probably just jinxed him, but we'll see. The broadcaster's curse, folks. It's very, very much real. And, you know, something else right here. This track's not going to reset, Carol. I don't believe it's going to reset. I was told it ain't going to reset, right? So these extra laps they're turning on the track, they're wearing it out even more. And this track is going to basically be completely blowed off by the time this race is finished tonight. They're going to be searching all over this little quarter-mile track for grip.
Well, when you think about it, Tanner, we got most dirt races are 30, 35 laps. The really long ones are 50. And we've got 24 cars about to tear this place up for 60 laps or 120 corners. And man, it's going to be an ice rink by the time we're done. It's who can get the power down without spinning the tires, and who can find a groove where they can get a little grip more than everybody else out there. This is a driver's track. It's the smallest possible scenario. It's the slickest track at the end of the race. So we're going to find out a lot of stuff about these guys out here, and that's why I'm in the broadcaster's booth.
Right. I feel way more comfortable up here, and I don't even know dirt, right? But I'm more comfortable up here than I am down there in the cars. We're watching another asphalt guy, Brandon Elvis, right now. In regards to the speed chart from the warm-up period here, Kevin Prettyman, number 88, sitting top of the board. We saw him have a little bit of a mishap there, but was running great in heat race number 2. Remember, Bauer got into the back of him a little bit, lost all his momentum. So Prettyman, number 88, he could be a sleeper pick here tonight.
Yeah, watching him practice, I think Coleman looked good. I think Korn looked good. I think Prettyman looked good. There's a few guys out there that looked really fast. And the other thing we have to think about, too, is as the track changes, the guys maybe that look good on the non-blown-out track may not be as good on the blown-out track. So everything changes on dirt. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. Hunter Lagoons look really fast there, too. So, there's a lot of guys that look fast on this track. But what happens when it changes? Who's the fast guys out there?
As we're getting ready to find out, let's get that grid rolling. Hunter Lagoons won his heat race. He's going to be starting inside row number 1. Outside row number 1, Justin Coleman. Then he's going to have Austin Anderson starting to the inside row number 2 with Jason Korn, Sidebite Motorsports starting P4, and Scott Smith starting P5.
We got Kevin Prettyman. He looked good in practice starting 6. And I'm going to go with Matthew Keuchel. It's Keuchel or Keuchel. We're going to go with Keuchel. Not sure what his name is. Brandon Elvis is starting 8th. John Monkern starting 9th. Samuel Lawson starting 10th. Jamie Kephart, another guy to look at here. He's really fast on dirt, starting 11th. And we got Henry Jones on the outside of row 6.
And then let's see if we can get it to go down. 13th, we got none other than Samuel Baumgartner. 14th is Daniel Sweat. 15th, Thomas Freitas, Dalton Creek. 16th, 17th, Dustin Lamb. Todd Lamfitters, 18th. Chummy Miller in the number 6 car starting 19th. Mike Wood, Asphalt Brothers, in the 21 car starting 20th. Anthony Rennick, 21st. Jason Bauer, 22nd. And Jason Byram, who I don't believe is in the session. But if he is, he's starting 23rd. All right, it's that time, Carol. It is that time.
Hearts are beating. Dirt is slinging. Here we go, Tanner.
Green flag is out in the air. Look at the lanes. Just everybody just fans out. Coleman to the high side, going to try to get the lead on lap number 1. Lagoons goes back down low, but he has a hungry 23 right there behind him.
It's a big run on the top down those straightaways. He loses. Oh, this is looking good on the top here. I think he's got him coming down the straightaway here. Coleman to the top. We got basically every line on the track being run right now, and Coleman takes the lead on the high side, Tanner.
High side is where they need to be at right now, but caution down the speedway. Now remember, folks, cautions at a track.
Oh, leader's into the wreck.
Is he? Was he?
Yeah, the car that wrecked, the leader came around and couldn't stop there. I'm guessing you can't see around that corner, but let's see how much damage Coleman gets here. This could be a story in the race.
Oh, that may be suspension damage right there, Carol.
I don't know how these cars take the wall hits, but he looked like he stiffed it in there pretty good.
He climbs it, brother.
Yeah, that could be a storyline to
Oh,
see here. We don't
that's-
know how much damage to the leader with Coleman there.
That's not good. That's not good at all right there.
Nowhere to go on that slick. You
Nope.
could see, I mean, he had tons of time, it looks like, but on dirt, that car doesn't turn. You've committed to your lane, and he was on the slick too there. He had nowhere to go.
I'm trying to get a look of the right front here. It's hard to tell, Carol. Is it poked in at all? It's hard to really
It
tell.
looks okay to me, to be honest.
It
Maybe he
does.
just climbed the tire, or with the wall with the tire, but it looks clean to me. I think
It
he's
does.
all right here. Now, we don't know if he beat up that suspension or not, too.
As green flag back out, I was not prepared for them to shorten that. So green is back out. Single file restart. 27 of Lagoons right there on the back end of our race leader Coleman. And look at Corn putting himself up into the picture.
Yeah, Corn. We know when that track slicks off, Corn's good, and he's got a different line than everybody else. He's running a very different line there in the middle, and it looks like Coleman's okay there. He's still holding on to the lead, so hopefully he doesn't have any damage on that car. That was an unfortunate incident, but there are some hungry boys right up on his bumper here. Like we have a great race for the lead right now. Top 5 are looking like they could win this race right here if it went green.
The biggest storyline so far is Coleman went wire to wire, led every lap last night in the late model stock race. He done that again 2 weeks ago, and he backed that up doing it in the dirt series. He went wire to wire the very next night. Can he do it again? Can he go wire to wire here tonight? Right now it looks good, but I have noticed he's hit that wall a few times while we're racing here. He's kind of tank slapping it. That's okay. It's if look at the slide
Austin
job.
Anderson with a slider for the lead. What a move there, and what a counter move by Coleman. He's going to do the same thing right back. Look at that.
But now look, that just kills both drivers' momentum. So the 23 is going to do it again. Slide job for the race lead here. How many times can they keep doing this, crossing each other up without any incident or contact? 14
Not
cars
only
are going
that,
again.
lap traffic on the way. These guys are slide jobbing each other. When do they meet up with that lap traffic doing this? And who can pinch the other guy and use one of the lappers? Contact. This is a great race. I think the move here is to use a lapper as a pick and get around the guy.
Looked like that contact really slowed down the 123 of Austin Anderson. Now, 3 wide with the
No,
lap
big
car.
contact.
Got Smith to the inside. Gets a little bit of contact there. This car is freaking everywhere.
Where did Smith come from? I don't know how. He started pretty deep in this field, and he's up to 3rd or 4th already. I mean, what a run for Smith. Getting around corner. Oh, we got a wreck that behind them here. No yellow? Now there's yellow.
I'm not sure. The 21 car, Mike Wood, went head on into the outside wall hard here, Carol.
I hate this for Mikey. He looks like he hit the wall and got destroyed and then got hit 3 or 4 times afterwards. This is a big wreck here.
I like the paint scheme, Blue Lives Matter. Not to get all political.
He's looking good here. Where does it go wrong here, Tannermar?
I went back really far on accident.
Down into the he gets a little side. Oh boy, he loses it.
Well, that was just a product of overcorrecting a little bit, Carol, huh? Got that car really sideways.
He caught the rut. He caught the rut in the middle of his slide here. Watch this. Watch it hook up right there. I feel bad for Mike Wood. I think he's like me. He's a bit of a newbie to dirt, and he just got a lesson on the dirt that you don't want to get.
They're double file. Look at Scott Smith, Jason Korn. They have the same exact paint scheme. Come on, guys, you're killing me up here. Killing me. So Scott Smith started P5. He's up to P3 now. So he's moving. There's not been a whole lot of movers in this race. Everybody's pretty much riding where they were at, which is crazy to think of, Carol, because, damn, we've seen cars. Excuse my language. We've seen cars everywhere.
Yeah, there's multiple grooves. You said at the start of the race. You weren't kidding.
I can't
But
believe
it makes
that.
for,
That's hilarious. Sorry, go ahead.
it makes for awesome racing though here. I mean, I'm glad to be sitting here and not there. I'd be killing folks, and I'm enjoying watching these guys get around here. It's a treat to watch for me, being a pavement dude, and you know, the different grooves really makes this race for the broadcast. You can see. I mean, look at Smith down there. Look at the grip he's finding down there, and you know that's a skill that is. I don't know that you can teach that on dirt.
Wide there, as Korn looked like he backed out of it a little bit. I think the 20. Oh, caution's back out on the speedway. Come on, boys, let's clean her up a little bit. I don't know who was involved here, Carol. So Oh, he was right. John Mocker maybe here. Like guys
Looks like he lost it on his own.
Yeah,
here.
it looks like guys are just getting too sideways here.
Into the slick.
Yeah.
Into the
Oh,
slick.
no.
Oh, it wasn't that at all.
The 2-car of Kephart, who is a dirt guru. The Kephart's really fast. Really, really fast.
Yeah, he's really
Did
good.
him and Sam hit?
them,
Yep.
Baumgarten got together here. Kind of know where to go there.
Look, I think he hits the brake stay off Elvis.
Yep, he did. He
I
had
think-
nowhere to go,
I
and
think
he
he
did.
kind of jabs the brake stay off Elvis, and the car goes around.
What a piece of driving, really. I mean, it was it was him or Elvis, and he chose himself to not kill the man there. And as a racer or a sim racer, you have to respect that. When guys make that choice, that's a vet move, but it's also an unselfish move right there by Kephart. He took his chances stopping instead of killing Elvis, and I commend him for that.
I agree. As going to be taking lap number 27. Green flag will be out and shown this time by Justin Coleman. Has the field in his hands as he fires them off. 23 car gets a good launch. I'm watching the side by boys on the inside lane. Going to see if they can work together. And if they can get up towards the front, they may be a tough one to handle because we know they're really fast. 23 car to the low side. Going to try to pull a slider over the 14. 14 closes the door. Don't allow it.
This is amazing racing, man. Those guys are inches from each other, spinning the tires, slinging the dirt. They're sideways right there, and they managed to hold their line and choose the spot that they went in, man. That is high-level racing right there, and I'm enjoying this, Tanner. This is a treat. I'm not kidding you. This is so much fun to watch, and it appears to me as we go deeper into this race that high line looks like the fast way around.
It looks like just right up there next to the wall. That's what they call banging the boards on dirt. I have heard that before. And that's what's working right now, but I promise you, the next 30 laps, that will change, or it should change, right? And it looks like it's getting a little bit slicker. Now coming to the low side, running a little bit of a slider line, going to slide it up to the wall. But look at the momentum the 123 is going to get on him here. Not really, though. Wasn't a big run from the 123 right there.
Yeah, I think Coleman, he's got a bit of a lead here, and I think he's searching for some speed. I think he doesn't want to get stagnant and have these guys run him down. So he's got a little bit of space here to look for a spot to see if he can pick up some speed. But it looks to me like the fast lane is right around the top in that really light brown spot. And it's a skill to get your tires in there and not hit the wall, and it's a skill to get your tires in there and get that bite up off the corner.
As Hunter Lagoons goes up there and takes away P2 from Austin Anderson. As we look back here, Jason Korn, Scott Smith, they are leading the freight train on the high side and the low side around this track. Both drivers just fighting for every inch as they can. That 54 car gave the 39 a little bit of a shot. If it was on asphalt, that was all the makings of a perfect bump and run, but the dirt just does not react the same way.
Yeah, the dirt helps rotate that car, which the bump and run doesn't work on pavement.
Ooh,
oh, we got a yellow flag here. On pavement, Tanner, that moves them up out of the groove and gives you the groove you want. On dirt, it slings them forward. Rotates its car. It's free rotation.
I'm not sure, once again, where the yellow's at here.
Man, Creech has got that car hung out, and he's got it hung out into the fence a few times.
yeah. Oh! Oh, no! Who is that come in there?
Nowhere to go. You can't stop.
Yeah,
on dirt.
nowhere to go. Leader's coming around. Creech gets off the track. Heads up move by Creech there.
That shows you how tough this place is to get around. It's no joke. And every lap that runs, it gets tougher and tougher. That track, it gets tore up, and there's less grip every lap they run around here. That's a product of a tough track right there. This is the equivalent to a small Darlington for the dirt guys.
You touched on it perfect earlier in your analogy, talking about the slick. You said it's like going from driving on gravel to ice, right? And if anybody's ever goosed it or full throttled it on gravel, it don't have a whole lot of grip either, right? You can slip and slide in gravel too, right? And that's a perfect analogy, because I hear even on the dirt, even on the light dirt that we're seeing out here, the light brown, it's still slick, right? It's dirt.
Yeah, that clay, it slicks over. I mean, in real life, it almost looks blue. And then it turns black. Oh, we got a big move for the lead here. Lagoons with a 3-wide move to the bottom and a slider. What a move there.
Now, the Coleman's got to be careful.
Coleman does the exact same move right back.
Oh, 23
wow.
Really sideways there, as Coleman's going to try to pull the slider move, but don't have the momentum. What a drive by Hunter Lagoons to take the lead right there off that restart.
Yeah, I've raced with Lagoons before here, and he makes me look like a fool on dirt. That guy can get around here, and he's showing it. That was a world-class move. A three wide move into a slider and then a crossover. I mean, that's high-level stuff right there, Tanner
He
Marr.
split the boys too, right? He split Anderson and Coleman, went to the middle, and then pulled a slider out and made it stick. And oh, hey, don't forget, he's the race leader still right now. Coleman into the wall there. He saw sparks coming from the 14 machine.
Yeah, Coleman is searching right now. He's trying to figure out how Lagoons did that, and he's trying to find out how to do it himself. And he's got 17 laps to make up a small gap and get around him. And he looks to me like he's pushing a little hard right now. He's got to settle her down and try and find a groove and be smooth and get back to that, man. I mean, I've got no business giving Coleman driving advice on dirt, but I can just say as a driver, there's a point where you've got to just run your pace and see if you can catch him.
Well, I mean, we're asphalt drivers, but we can tell when you're overextending the car, right? What the car can do, and when you tag the wall 2 or 3 times, that's a tall tale sign. No matter if you're on asphalt, concrete, or dirt, right? And I think what we're seeing here, as us both being drivers, when you're accustomed to being out front, you've led most of the race, and then you're not that guy anymore. Naturally, right? That throttle starts getting pushed a little bit harder and everything. Correct?
Yeah, I mean you're trying to match his pace, and I mean you feel a little pressured for a few laps there, thinking, man, I lost my advantage. I got to get it back. And you can see Coleman's a vet. He just literally backed it down, started finding his groove, and if you look, he's closing in a little bit here now, and now he's trying different grooves. So in his mind, that groove wasn't going to work. He was not going to run him down at that pace, so he's trying different things now. And you know, that's when you see drivers that are really in tune with what's going on. You know, he may not get there, but I mean, he's given himself a chance by changing stuff up. You know, it didn't work up there, so let's try something different. And he's given himself a chance to win, where a lot of guys get upset and they give up, make mistakes.
As we're just going through the field real quick, giving everybody some camera time as there's 9 laps to go here at Fairbury. You blink, you'll miss it in these dirt races. They go by fast. As watching the 17 car right here, forced to run the high side right now. Now, Matt, he's been a low car rider, right? He wants to be on that low lane, but right now running not really all the way at the top, but running right there in the middle. Currently slotted in the 10th place spot. Got Jamie Kephart right there behind him.
Yeah, that groove's working too. I mean, good job to him. He's found a different groove from everyone else. But Lagoons is class of the field here. He's showing it now. He's starting to pull away from everybody. The consistent laps are starting to add up, and this guy is digging on the top. I mean, he's about to lap Daniel Sweat, who started way up front there. So Lagoons is ripping out there, and he's just got to make sure that he gets around these guys without a mistake to get the win.
What Coleman needs is something like that. Needs a wall hit, needs a mistake out of the number 27 as he's trying to get through lap traffic. 5 laps to go, 4 at the line next time by. As Lagoon trying to work over Daniel Sweat. Sweat not giving it up without a fight, though. Daniel Sweat knows if there's a caution, he's right back on the lead lap here. Lagoon's to the low side track, going to pull a slider over the 07. See if the 07 can cross him over. As looks like he's going to get away from him.
It looks like Lagoons has some sticky tires on that car. We might want to send him to tech. He is, as the track is slicked off, he has gotten faster every lap, and he's just gapping everybody now. He's just bringing us home to a win, trying not to take risks, and the other guys behind him are trying to figure out what he's doing to get that power down, because he's beating them all to the throttle somehow.
As we're hearing him listen to him work that throttle, really having to work it, coming all the way out of it, then stomping it, then getting back off of it, really working that throttle. Is this the final lap around the speedway here? Last time down Broadway for the number 27 as he leads the charge around. Coming out of 3 and 4 for the final time tonight. Checkered flag in the air, and it's all Mr. Hunter Lagoons with the race win.
It's a shame that these races are only 60 laps on dirt, man. That was a lot of fun to watch, and you know, that's the one thing about pavement. We got long races, everything works itself out. These guys are in a sprint race, and they got to go. I mean, I'm surprised there's not more wrecks out there. There's not more killings. You know, couple cautions for 60 laps is pretty impressive, and we saw a lot of great racing out there tonight.
Race winner, Mr. Hunter Lagoons in the number 27. Wasn't the dominant car starting out, but if you would have bet against him earlier, he made you eat those words, because the 27 was a dominant car when this thing closed out. Let's see if we can find some of these drivers and have a word with them. looking for Anderson. Not seeing Anderson in the Discord. I'll be honest, that's annoying. I'm not going to hunt you down either, so I'm going right into the Gold Chain Cowboy. I'm going to take Gold Chain, and then I'll let you handle our race winner. So, Mr. Gold Chain Cowboy, we're going to jump over to you because Anderson is not in the Discord, and I refuse to hunt anybody down. Justin, talk to me, brother. You jumped out early. You led a lot of these laps. Did we see the right rear start to slip there at the end? Is that what you needed to get back up there and mix and mingle with Hunter?
Well, honestly, I botched that last restart. I dove it off into 1 and 2, and I thought he was closer than he was, and I didn't want to park it on his nose. So I killed my exit on 2, and that just allowed him to get by me. And once you're out front, it's hard to run them back down. But no, the tire wear was phenomenal tonight. My right rear was 76%, and the left rear was 79%. So
okay, pretty balanced.
it was a pretty balanced setup, courtesy of John Monkford, by the way. But no, it wasn't tired. It was just I screwed that last restart up. But hey, that dude, what's his name? Hunter Lagoons is he's fast. He's consistent too. So props to him for winning. But no, it was a good race. I'm happy with it.
So, Coleman, another good points night for the number 14 here. So, I know you're eyeing that points championship. Now, let me look and see where the series heads out next week. Next week, we're going to Volusia. What's your take on Volusia?
I love me some Volusia. To be honest with you, the only dirt track that I don't like on the sim is learnable. So we got that out of the way.
Well, that's already out of the way. So
yeah, that's in the mirror. But yeah, I love Volusia.
Oh, Justin, you came into tonight's the points leader. I feel like you're going to escape with the points lead, right? You should. You finished second. So congratulations to the 14 car. Going to be going into Volusia with the points leader track you like. Who we got to thank for the number 14, Mr. Go Chain Cowboy?
Oh, as always, thank you and everybody at TSP and Crooked Line for putting this deal on. Y'all do an amazing job. Thank my boys over at BCR. Bad Company's Good Company. They're a great group of guys. Thank my sponsors real quick. BH Homes Construction, Gibbs Brothers Construction, Parker Brothers, Winnow Tinning, and Barry Elvis Performance and Fabrication.
Right on, brother. Well, congratulations here tonight. We'll let you get back down and celebrate with your racing, buddy.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, boss. As we get Mr. Coleman back down there to his race team, and then we'll get Hunter up in the booth for you, Carol. Hunter is now in the booth, and the floor is yours.
Hunter, we've got Tanner and Chris Carroll up in the TSP booth. You got a copy, sir?
Yes, I do.
Awesome run out there. I'm not going to lie, Tanner. He's knocked me around on pavement a little bit, this Hunter Lagoons fella, but I'm sure I've knocked him around on dirt a few times too, so we'll call it even. But awesome run out there tonight, man. Once that thing got hooked up, I'm curious to see the strategy in getting the power to the ground. What were you doing out there that they weren't doing?
Well, I think what it was is I think I saved tires a little bit longer than everyone. Like first 2 laps, I dropped to like 5th, just sitting there saving. I saved till lap 40, and then when that caution hit on like lap, I think it was like 36 or something like that, I got an opportunity to split it 3 wide, and I took it. And
that was an unbelievable move, by the way, Hunter. We were talking about that on the broadcast. The 3 wide to the middle to the slider, which for me as a pavement guy, that is a sicko move to pull on. Can you explain to the people at home that are listening to your interview here, can you explain to them how you save tires and what you're doing on dirt to do that?
Yeah, so like when we're going into the corner, we try to get the car to, or the way I do it is I tap the brakes, drive it in like an asphalt car. I don't use much throttle. I'm probably like 25% gas on the throttle just so you don't spin those tires. And you just kind of drive it around till you hit the exit of the corner, and you can proceed to gas the car up.
So when you're gassing the car up, are you stamping on it, or are you eggshelling that, pretending there's an egg underneath the gas pedal?
Yeah, you're definitely trying to protect that egg.
I gotcha. So, I mean, amazing run out there, man. I mean, it sounds like you played a strategy to the front, and I'm amazed watching you guys run around there. And when you were out there, what was the fastest groove out there the last half of the race?
Oh, definitely the top. Definitely. Fairbury's always been a track where you get up to the top and the odds of you winning the race are extremely high. It's so hard to pass here.
Right. And those grooves were changing around as the track changed. Yeah, you were at the bottom and then the middle and then the top. Or how do you know when that groove comes in?
Like primarily you want to find the groove first, but half the time you see someone blow past you, like on the outside or the inside, and you're like, oh man, I probably better get down or get up, and you just
you pick a lane and see what's fast out there.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate watching you. That was a masterclass in dirt. That was awesome, man. I'm amazed watching you guys. So I got to cut this off at some point. Awesome win, and the floor is yours. You can thank all your sponsors and everything you got to do on that car tonight.
Yep. I want to thank Chris Sollins at CSR Racing. He's helped me tremendously. I want to thank Kyle Hubbard. He helped me a lot. He kind of told me like how long I should be saving this race and where to put the car. And then I want to thank Jason Ledford. He helps a lot. But at the same time, I want to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast and putting up these races.
Awesome, man. Well, congrats on that win. That was a masterclass, man. That was a treat to watch. So congratulations, Hunter. Awesome job out there, my man.
Yep, thank you.
Congratulations, Hunter. Well, Carol, there we have it there. Race winner, Hunter Lagoons, as we're going to get him back down and let him celebrate with his race team, as I think he was actually running solo tonight. As on the screen here, I actually was able to go back and find it. We're going to watch this last restart just because we haven't been here that long anyways. Let's watch this final restart here. I mean, this has to be deemed the move of the race, right?
Either that or his 3-wide move into the slider. Both were impressive. I mean, this restart here, he's just rolling. Look at where his tires are in that groove, man. He doesn't look like he's got speed.
And watch, all it takes is about half a lap, and look what Lagoons is doing right here.
Look at that move right there. That is one of the best moves I've ever seen on any racetrack. I can't lie to you, Tanner. I mean, he's 4 wide in the center there, knows that he's going to clear the car in the middle, knows he's going to clear the guy on the bottom, and still has the track presence to get up in front of Coleman on the top here.
That's what's so impressive to me. So when he dives off in there like that, down low, he has to fully commit to that, right? Or he's going to wreck both of them. But this move right here, in order to get the power off, this is very, very impressive here. I mean, look what he's saying. He's seeing the 14 car. He's right on the door. He sees the green car down there just a little bit. Now let's go real time and just watch this. Drives it off a cliff to slide up in front of Coleman, and he's in front of him right there. Now it's just looking back at him and trying to get away. Coleman's trying to pull over the slide job as well, go to the inside. But yeah, move of the race right there for the 27 of Lagoon. So hell of a night here of racing. Super excited to broadcast this series. I love this series. It's super fun to do. Product of dirt, I wish the races were a little bit longer, I will be honest, but that's not on the admin's job. We can't add fuel to these cars, right? We can, but I mean, you can't do a whole lot more laps than 60, right? Track gets torn up and everything else. So all in all, great night. As we'll pull up our results tab here if it'll let me. And it is not going to let me. I'm telling you, brother, heat races screws up everything. So I'll go through it really quick. Hunter Lagoons, Justin Coleman, Austin Anderson, that's 1, 2, and 3. Scott Smith, P4. Samuel Baumgartner, P5, up 8 spots. That is our biggest mover of the night, number 53, Sam Baumgartner. P6, Jason Korn, Henry Jones in 7th, Brandon Elvison 8th, Kevin Prettyman 9th, and Jamie Kephart playing shotgun to the field here tonight. Folks, as always, want to thank y'all for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up button. It helps out a ton. And Carol, final thoughts before we close down for the night.
Well, I was a kid in a candy shop today watching that. I like running dirt, but I'm terrible. Watching these guys do it, we saw some awesome moves out there. We saw some multi-groove, old-school banging doors racing, and Hunter Lagoons comes out comes out the winner with a great move to make that happen. So that was really fun to call. I enjoy calling this third series, and kudos to these guys. What an amazing job out there. A couple cautions over 60 laps. What a great race to watch.
Absolutely, I agree with folks. Thank y'all for hanging with us here on a Thursday night. Mr. Sam will be back in action tomorrow, Friday night. It's the Next Gen Cup Series. We're at Darlington, I believe, so that's going to be a tough one. So we go from a tough track here to a tough track on asphalt. Folks, I thank you for tuning in as always, and until next time, we'll see ya.